My name is Abia Akram. I'm from Pakistan and working for the rights of persons with disabilities since 1997. Disability rights are human rights. It took us 2 decades to talk about this perspective in the context of where people are still focusing on the charity based approach or the medical model. We talked about the social perspective and the human rights in the corridors of the Parliament House. We talked about this in the humanitarian response, in education, in employment, in health. All these areas were completely overlooked the needs of persons with disability. It was just because of the unavailability of the data, the infrastructural barriers that was existing in the country, and at the same time, the policies and legislations were not available. We talked about this through the Parliament caucus, Women Parliamentary Caucus, with all the key stakeholders, Ministry of Human Rights and Women Rights, all those key line ministries. We worked closely with them. We reviewed their policies, legislation, and talked about the official reforms in that. Through the consultations, we conducted almost like 20 years of conversations with the government stakeholders to take this legislation on board. So now we have the first ever legislation in Pakistan, the Act 2020, and I think a link with the Commonwealth Disability Forum and the global movement that have given us so much leadership, so much confidence to talk about the disability rights legislation in the context of the Sustainable Development Goal, the implementation of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. And when it's all merged together, then we talk with the consultations of the organizations of persons with disability who have the lived experiences. So they talked about their rights, they meet with the provincial government, with the national government, and then we came up with all the legislation in Pakistan. Now we are officially part of the steering committees, we are part of the Council on the Rights of Persons with Disability, the advisory to the National Assembly, and now it's the time for the implementation, and the implementation is only possible if you have the teeth to bite. And that's what we are working through, the developing the rules of the businesses with all the province level and the national level as well. We are also trying to push the government to put some budgetary allocations, because that's critically important to achieve those goals and the targets which are mentioned in the policies. We are working closely with the organizations of persons with disabilities and the UN and international organization to push the agenda and making sure all the service providers, the referral pathways and everything is accessible to persons with disabilities and they have access to justice. And I think it will take some time, but through these trainings which we are building, the young people with disabilities understanding about the concept of the disability from the human rights perspective, that is giving so much hope. And we are really looking forward to work in the remaining couple of years of the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals to see a very positive change where no one is leaving behind. Thank you.